Welcome back, Mr. Witness. You may kindly take your seat. Mr. Witness, for continuation of your testimony before this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters, may I remind you that you are still on the oath before I hand over to Madam Chair for us to proceed. Thank you, Madam Chair. Over to you.
Mr. Bensuda, welcome back. Council, you may proceed.
Yes, thank you very much. Mr. Bensuda, we go back to the issue of the threshold. Now, we've already discussed the idea that you have departed, and I was asking whether there is a resolution that you have passed departing from the requirements of the financial manual in relation to threshold.
Sorry, say it again.
I said we were discussing the issue of threshold, and I have asked you the question whether you have a resolution that you have passed the general body or council departing from the threshold requirement by the financial manual.
Ask the clerk.
No, whether you have it. The question is whether do you have that?
I believe.
You think so? You're not sure?
Well, I would have to confirm with the clerk first.
Because if there is a departure and you have been there since 2018, you will know that there had been a departure by virtue of a resolution and it exists.
So I said yes, but I'll have to verify with the clerk.
Okay, we will want that to be produced by tomorrow.
He's the custodian of all council.
Yes. We will want you to provide that by tomorrow. Now, I will also refer you to page 7 of the manual about the recommendation on amendments of the financial and accounting manual. If you are there, you can turn to page 7. Let me read. No new instructions, addition or amendment to any existing provision in this manual shall have any force until passed by a resolution of the council members in consultation with the Secretary of State and issued as a circular or amendment slip, a copy of which shall be made available to every accounting officer of the local government authority, Director General, and the Department of State for Local Government and Lands. Have you had cause to do this?
Cause to?
To do any amendment or any resolution in relation to the sections in this
financial.
Yes.
To verify with the finance committee.
You don't know. All right. So this requires that if there is to be a departure, this is supposed to be the format date. Were you aware of this provision?
The provision in the financial
104, yes. That talks about departing from the requirements of the financial manual.
No, I'll have to verify. I did not know.
Were you aware of this provision?
No, I don't use the financial manual because I don't deal with financial matters.
Okay. So you're not familiar with the financial manual?
No, I said I'm not familiar with this section of the financial manual because it's an operational document.
Good. So this section talks about departing from the requirements. And if the council is to depart, this is supposed to be the process for departing from this manual. Again, I will guide you again to the other requirements of the law. In relation to regulations, the Local Government Act 2002, Section 174 talks about regulations. If you are there, please let me know.
Section
174. of the Local Government Act 2002.
Yeah.
It reads regulations and amendment to schedules. That the Secretary of State may make regulations for the better carrying into effect of the provision of this act. What do you understand from this?
The minister may make regulations for better carrying into effect of the provisions of this act.
Good. Is the financial manual a regulation? Would you term it to be a regulation?
Sorry, I couldn't.
The financial manual.
Yes.
Is it a regulation?
They said the minister may make regulations for the better carrying in effect of the provisions of this act.
Is the financial manual a regulation?
I don't know whether it was created by the minister because it's created by GAMWorks.
No, I am saying whether the financial manual is a regulation.
but it's not created by the minister as well.
That's not the question. The question is whether the financial manual is a
Yes,
regulation.
it's a regulation. It says
Good.
financial.
Now, go ahead, sir.
The manual. So I wouldn't say it's a regulation. So
You already said it's a regulation.
well, I'll take that back now that I think about it.
Why would you not think it's a regulation?
It's a policy document.
What do you mean a policy document?
It's a guideline.
Guidelines are regulations.
But I guess it's open for interpretation.
Yes, it is, but guidelines are regulations unless you have a better interpretation. Now, the Local Government Finance and Audit Act, which you also talk about, which you're bound to follow, on page 29, 2004 Act, page 29, section 41, it talks about financial manual. You know, the idea that the financial manual can be, you can just pass a resolution to just disregard the manual would not be correct. And that's what the discussion we're having. I think section page 29 of the Local Government Finance and Audit Act, the finance, not the manual, the Audit Act. I think if we have
my copy doesn't have.
Okay, let me see what I have. Section 41 here. Here it is. Yes.
Thank you.
Now, 41 specifically talks about having a financial man. So now the act mandates that the Secretary of State or the Minister can't make regulations. And then you have the Local Government Finance and Audit Act itself, section 41, which talks about 41.1, the financial manual. The Secretary of State shall, in consultation with the Secretary of State responsible for finance, by order published in the Gazette, prescribe a financial and accounting manual for control and management of the financial businesses of councils. Without prejudice to generality of the subsection 1, the financial manual shall make provisions for the operation of financial departments of local authorities, procurement in accordance with the Government Public Procurement Act, the proper supervision of the accounting staff of local authorities, the establishment of internal audit departments and their functions. The list goes on. So here you have a mention of the financial manual. You see that?
Yes.
Good. Now, is that not enough to show you that the financial manual is just not a policy document? It is a document that you are mandated to follow.
It is a policy document.
And what is your evidence that it's a policy document?
It is not mandated to follow a policy document.
No, what is your evidence? What do you rely on to say it is a policy document?
It is a policy document.
No, that's not the question. What if you say, I have told you, Mr. Bensouda, as to why it is not a policy document, why you don't have a discretion? And should you have a discretion, you should follow the requirements that are on section 104 of the financial manual. Now, if you have to depart from that, and if you have to disagree with me, which I humbly invite you to do so if you can, for the betterment of the administration of local government, you should tell us what you are relying on to state it is a policy document.
So, if I may, Madam Chair, the council is a body. It is not an individual.
No, Mr. Bensouda, just answer my question. I have asked a direct question. Do you have evidence or to show that you are relying on this law, this policy, to show that it is a policy document and not a regulation you must rely on?
I'm responding.
Go ahead.
So the council is a body, it's not an individual. If a council resolves that the mayor should not partake in the administration or operation of the finances of the council, I think that is well in order and is in best practice. And the Local Government Act supersedes any documents, policies, regulations, even the Finance Audit Act that we are all looking at.
The same act.
If the Local Government Act states that the CEO is responsible to administer all the finances of the council, it is even immoral for the mayor to partake in that, because the same mayor has to exercise oversight on that CEO.
Mr. Bensouda, forget about morality. Forget about best practices. We are talking about what the law says. And no, you are talking about morality. You are talking about best practices. If you are supposed to follow the law. If you don't agree with the law, you seek to change it. And that's how it works. You have been doing that. So the idea is that if you are saying it's a policy document, answer the question. What are you relying on to suggest that it is not a regulation you must follow, but it is a policy document that you have a discretion to follow? Substantiate your argument and we move on.
Like I said, I'm relying on Section 42 of the Local Government Act.
Which says what?
Which says the CEO is the accounting officer and responsible for all of council's finances.
Yes.
And answerable to its council.
Yes.
In terms of your question, like I said, it is the council that has resolved that the CEO only below thresholds of 500 should he be responsible.
No, Mr. Bensouda, do you have? You said Section 42.
Section 42 is here.
Okay, read it, please.
I believe I read it, but for the sake of, I can read it again. Section 42. All right, sorry, Section 43.
Yes, go ahead.
So, Sections 43, functions of the Chief Executive Officer.
Yes.
The Chief Executive Officer shall manage the affairs of the Council and shall be answerable to the Council and be subject to its direction and control.
Good.
A Chief Executive Officer shall exercise of his or her functions report to the Chairperson. With prejudice to the generality of these provisions of this section, a Chief Executive Officer
without prejudice.
Without prejudice of this section, a Chief Executive Officer be an ex officio member of all committees of Council, be responsible for the day-to-day performance of the executive and the administrative functions of the Council and the implementation of all its decisions. Supervise, monitor, and coordinate the activities of the departments of Council and ensure accountability and transparency in the management and delivery of Council services. Be the accounting officer of the Council. Be the custodian of all documents and records of the Council and perform such other functions as are required by the Act or any other enactment.
Yes. So where does it state in this section that the CEO should not be answerable in the performance of these functions? In fact, it states that the CEO is under the direction and control of Council.
Yes, not the mayor, Council.
No, relax. It's clear. It's clear. And it says on section 2 of 43 that a chief executive shall, in the exercise of his or her functions, report to the chairperson. You have an overriding authority over the chief executive officer.
That is incorrect.
That's
the
okay.
mayor has no overriding authority on the CEO.
It's okay.
The CEO is accountable to the council, not the mayor.
That's all right.
Updates the mayor on his activities.
That's okay. We move on. So the idea that you are terming or taking the manual to be a policy document is not just correct, because you don't have the legal backing to suggest that the manual is just a policy document that you have a discretion to depart from.
It is a policy document. A council resolution can override the manual if it's based on law.
Where is it stated?
That's what I'm saying.
No, but where is it stated?
Where is it what?
Where do you base that?
It says.
Where?
Can you check section 173?
Of what?
Contempt of council.
Of what?
Of the Local Government Act.
Please read it.
Section 173.
Yes.
An act which obstructs or impedes a council in its performance of functions, or which obstructs or impedes a member or officer of the council in the discharge of his or her duties, or affronts the dignity of the council, or which tends either directly or indirectly to produce such a result, shall be contempt of council.
So it is the act.
The mayor.
Yes.
The mayor is answerable to the council.
Is the manual impeding the council?
And Madam Chairperson, if I may add, I think I have done the best thing ever I had the ability to interfere in council operations, and we did not. We said, let this be on consensus. Let this be taken to competent experts through bodies. Let them recommend to the general body, and via a democratic process, agree on the way forward.
Let's go back to the issue, Mr. Bensouda. Mr. Bensouda, you are here to answer questions. Let's go back to the issue. The issue here is you have read the section you are talking about. Does the manual impede the acts of council?
Yes, the council resolves.
So the manual itself is the one that is impeded.
There's documents all the time created that contravene laws and
no. The word is not contravening. The word is not contravene. The word is not contravene. You said 173 or 2?
No, like I said, section 42, the manual contravenes it.
Did you say 173? 173 is what you said? An act which obstructs or impedes a council.
No,
is the
section 42, the manual.
You had
we are talking about.
No, Mr. Bensouda, you had referred the commission to section 173, contempt of council, did you not?
We were arguing something different than what was.
Let me discuss this. The contempt of council on 173.1 talks about an act which obstructs or impedes a council. Is it referring to the manual itself?
No, I was saying I am under the control and direction of the council, just like the CEO.
You see,
I think, okay, go ahead, sorry.
The law is clear, Mr. Bensouda. You did not just depart from what the law says, but you do not have better regulation. And you just do not have a better regulation regarding threshold, but you did not even seek clearance as per the requirement of the financial man. But the minister has the authority to come up with a manual as prescribed by the Act, both the Local Government Finance and Audit Act 2004 and the Local Government Act itself 2002. So that which you want to depart from, you must have a better option. And the option you have must be tabled, passed, and approved, which you do not have.
Sorry, let me just look at the section in the finance manual. The section 305, right?
Based on 305.
Council, could you help me identify the page on the finance manual?
305? Okay.
Page 17.
Okay.
Page 19. May I, Madam Chair? Okay, so I think on the authority of expenditure, I believe this is what the debate is about. On the issue of whether the CEO is taking expenditure to the council, I think we are not debating that section because that is what is happening right now. I believe what you're debating is whether the CEO is consulting and seeking clearance from the mayor.
Yes.
Okay?
That's what we are discussing.
That's what we are discussing. Okay? So, Council, if I can refer you to line 3.
Yes. Go ahead.
It says the chief executive officer, and in accordance with the monetary thresholds approved by each council. So even the policy vests this authority on the council.
We agree.
The council should decide.
Yes.
What limit the CEO should stop at.
Agree.
What limit he should consult or ask the mayor's opinion.
Yes.
What limit the council. But that is at the discretion of the council.
I agree.
Our council's discretion is the mayor need not be part of it because that contravenes section 42.
No. See, you can't follow it in part. You can't follow it in part. You can't say that the 3 lines are okay, the last 2 lines are not okay. If you decide to follow a law, you follow it holistically.
This is not law. And this gives discretion to the council. It says the council must decide.
I agree.
So it gives the power to the council
Yes.
to decide this threshold.
Yes.
If the council states no, we have competent committees.
Yes.
We have a competent general council.
Yes.
Because remember, in the Local Government Act,
Right.
the qualification to be mayor,
Right.
secondary school education.
Right.
In the GO or in the scheme of service,
Right.
the qualification to be CEO,
Yes.
for indirect entry,
Right.
is 5 years of experience.
Yes.
And bachelor's degree.
Yes.
And indirect entry is postgraduate.
Right.
So the CEO, 100% or 9 out of 10 times of the time, is more qualified and more educated than the mayor.
Except in your case.
Well, the laws cannot make exception.
No, I am not saying the exception is the law. But I'm saying the exception is in your case.
Thank you, but I'm not more educated than
you are highly educated.
I see you. I think he has a master's. I don't have a master's.
Please proceed.
But basically, I cannot, as a politician, grassroots politician, be expected to be the one doing administration with the CEO. I am expected to set up a committee with the right expertise that can exercise oversight on the CEO.
Did you make those recommendations, those threshold recommendations based on this financial manual?
We made it based on General Council resolution, which the financial manual gives discretion to the council.
Good. So you have adhered to Section 305.
Yes, I believe.
Now you have adhered. Before you did not adhere. Now you have. Before you departed. Now you are saying you adhered. No, you have departed. You did not agree with it initially, but I'm glad you have agreed with it now.
That's
Go ahead.
I said the manual,
right,
where it puts the mayor,
right,
contravenes Section 42 of the local government.
Right.
But it gives the council discretion.
Right.
You are actually referring to Section 43, not 42.
Sorry, 42.
Yes.
42.
So that for the records.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
Now, see, if you are following the manual 305, then do you have a discretion to choose whether you are only going to stop have the 2 tiers, the CEO, and then the council, the mayor will be exempted? Is it created in the manual? Is it there?
I think the manual gives discretion to the council, and I think it's perfectly legal for the council to exempt the CEO.
Let's just talk about the
mayor and his best practice.
So where is the, Mr. Bensouda, best practice is not binding.
Policy.
Now, you don't have to take my word for it. You don't have to take my word for it. You can ask and have your questions answered. Best practices are not binding, especially when the law is expressly clear, especially when they are written. So best practices cannot be binding in the face of what the law says, especially in moments where they are very express, right? So now I am asking, the manual 305 that you have referred to and which we are discussing, that which you have relied on in coming up with a threshold, does it provide an exception?
We did not rely specifically on the manual.
What is specifically with the manual? You have told the commission you are relying on.
We are relying on the local government.
No, Mr. Bensouda, you can't eat your cake and have it. In the beginning, you had said that you do not agree with Audit for expenditure. Halfway through, you said you relied on the manual. You had read the 3rd line, which you said the council decided that they will exempt the mayor from the 3 tiers. That was your evidence.
Because it would be illegal for the mayor to participate in the expenditure.
Yes. Now I am flowing with your change of positions.
I haven't changed.
That's okay. But now I am saying that at the time that you have said that the council decided that the 3 tiers, one of the 3 arms would be exempted, which is your office of the mayor, I am asking the question whether the manual, this section had provided the discretion for council to decide whether just 2 will be okay.
Council, I believe I can make the final submission, which is my evidence, because I think the debate can go on.
It's not a debate, Mr. Bensouda. This is a question, and then it's a legitimate question.
Question was, are you part of the procurement process? Are you following section?
Let me ask my questions. In the event,
please ask it one last time, and I'll answer it conclusively, and then maybe you'll understand.
Not one last time. You don't dictate how I answer my questions. I've asked my questions. Now,
my apologies.
the question is there an exception to the manual 305 that gives council the discretion to decide that only 2 tiers will be sufficient and not 3? Does that discretion exist? Where?
It says at the discretion of the council. If the council says mayor should expend 0.
Are you reading verbatim from the text?
It says, that's why I said.
I'm asking whether you're reading verbatim.
That's why I said, well, you must allow me to answer my question. Your question, sorry.
Yes.
So I think number one, your question was, are you following the that section or not? I said yes. For 2 parts of that section, we are following it. Meaning one, the limit of the CEO and the limit of the council. But the mayor injecting himself, which this section says, is illegal as per section 42 of the local government.
Who says illegal? Who stated it's unlawful?
It's unlawful.
Who stated that?
I read the section several.
So you decide, when you sit there as a mayor and council, you decide that this part is unlawful and we are not going to follow it. That part is lawful. That's how it works.
We are elected to follow the Local Government Act,
I'm asking.
the affairs of the council,
Right.
and to solicit legal advice.
Right. I am. The legal advice you solicit are not binding.
The legal advice we solicit is based on the Constitution.
But they are not binding.
Local Government
The
Act.
only binding thing that you can have is a court declaration, a judgment. Whatever a legal practitioner thinks remains to be a legal opinion. You understand that? Whatever any legal practitioner thinks as to the provisions of any law, they remain to be an opinion unless a competent court passes a judgment affirming that position or rejecting that legal opinion. You know it. You know this.
I totally disagree.
But it's okay.
I think in a case where the council is not following the financial manual, the minister should activate Section 152 of the Local Government Act, which states that he must cause the council to call a general council where he will chair it and tell us to self.
I think it is clear that you cannot substantiate the idea or the argument that there is a discretion. I will read further to what it says, that upon a certain amount, the CEO is required to consult. Upon a certain amount, the CEO is required to consult and seek clearance from the chairman or mayor. It did not provide a discretion. You know it, I know it. And then beyond a given amount, the CEO is required to refer to expenditure to council. So what required is mandatory. It did not give you a discretion. You can read this and you can see it.
It does give a discretion.
Okay.
If you read line number 3, in accordance, so the line number 4, 5, 6, 7 is based on the prerequisite of the first 3 lines.
We proceed.
Council should set all these 3 set thresholds.
We proceed. I have said that it's clear that you cannot provide evidence that you have a discretion, number 1. I have said that you did not provide evidence that council had discussed this issue of authority for expenditure and they have decided that they want to depart. I have said that should you in fact want to depart, the manual itself requires that such departure must be approved by 104 recommendations on amendments of the financial manual and accounting manual. Financial and accounting manual. It's very clear. So the idea that you have a discretion does not exist. You understand?
I totally
now, that's okay. That's all right. Now we move on to other issues. You appointed lawyers during your time between 2018 to 2020. Okay, when I mean council, when I mean you, I mean council. Now the council appointed lawyers to represent the council during this period from between 2018 to 2023.
The council did not appoint a lawyer, I believe, till 2019.
Till 2019. Okay, and why is that?
Because our lawyer had left. My mother was a lawyer of the council.
Right.
And in our first general business, I informed the council that given the potential, maybe, conflicts that may arise, the lawyer has resigned after a decade of service under the tenure of Yankuba Koli.
I believe we have the resolution here, General Council resolution on the 31st of May 2018. I will want to show you this. It is part of the documents exhibited and marked as LGC/JC/KMC/007.
Thank you.
Right. The document 1214. Not 18. Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yes.
Good. May I please have? Now the General Council resolution, I will read the second page. Sorry, the fourth page. Resolution 14 reads, whereas members want to avoid a potential conflict of interest regarding Ami Bensouda and Co. LP, who are the external retained lawyers of council. Whereas the aforementioned law firm submitted notice of termination of their contract due to the relationship that exists between the firm and the Lord Mayor. Whereas the aforementioned law firm wants to allow the council to choose a new legal advisor, resolve that Ami Bensouda and Co. LP be allowed to continue representing council as they have agreed to serve the notice period at no cost to council, and also assist the institution in that period to build an internal legal unit, as well as hire new external advisors. Do you have the termination notice? A copy of it?
From the council?
Yes.
To Ami Bensouda and Co. I believe it should be with the council. I believe, sorry, what had happened after I had won the election, Ami Bensouda and Co. wrote to the council. They're the ones who actually wrote to the council.
Yes.
To ask the council that they must leave.
Yes.
Because now a son of Ami Bensouda has been elected Lord Mayor. So the council had a first general meeting where we decided, okay, we cannot be left without a lawyer before we find a new lawyer. So let them continue helping us at no cost, meaning voluntarily, to the council until we find a new lawyer. This was between the period May of 2018 to January of 2019.
Now, you want to request for the production of that? Yes.
Somebody is taking note.
Okay. Now, did you respond?
I believe so, because we hired a new lawyer.
Now, in that letter, we can see in resolution 14, it talked about helping the council to build an internal legal unit. Was that done?
No, the council decided against.
Do you have the resolution?
I believe it's in the minutes. It was debated.
Was the resolution passed to the effect?
No, because there was never a resolution made to get an internal legal unit. So there's no reason for a resolution to pass.
It was not needed to have a legal unit.
Pardon?
It wasn't needed at the time.
No, what I'm saying, in the debates, the General Council, it was decided to continue with external legal counsel.
It was also suggested that they will assist you to hire new external advisors.
You mean lawyers?
Yes.
Yes.
Was that done?
I cannot recall. What I recall was there was 3 lawyers provided that we should debate on, and there was a debate that ensued, and the council resolved on one of the lawyers.
And who are these 3 lawyers?
I will have to look at the minutes.
You have to look at the
minutes.
Correct. We will need the minutes of the General Council meeting. Now, who did you appoint in 2019?
We appointed Yasin Senghor.
What was the process that was followed in appointing Yasin Senghor of council?
I believe that is under the mandate of the CEO. I can't remember the exact.
You don't know?
Process. It's a long time.
So you have a lawyer that you appoint to advise council. You do not know how?
No, I did say there was 3 lawyers we were debating on.
Right.
Council debated and voted on one lawyer.
Right. And the hiring of lawyers must be subject to procurement, GPPA regulations. You aware of this?
I think that's the mandate of the CEO under the contract.
Mr. Bensuda, you cannot say that's the mandate of the CEO. You have to know how your office of the council is governed.
I can form my opinions.
It's not about opinion. It is about knowing what exists in council. You have SMTs, senior management meetings, all the time.
But
right?
Procurement.
You don't? I'm not saying you decide on procurement. I expect that there will be a contracts committee, which you guys have in council. I am saying that for all expenditure, because if you pay a lawyer $1, it is coming from the taxpayers' money. And therefore, the law requires that for all expenditure of council, it should be subject to procurement.
That's why I said I am not a member of the contracts committee. I am a member of the general body where it was debated.
Right.
I would have to go and get access to those documents to understand and to remember how the conclusion came to select Yasin Senghor. But in terms of the GPPA,
right,
said,
right,
in certain cases with specialized services,
right,
such as architects, such as consultants, such as lawyers, etc. I believe the council can single source.
Where is it stated?
Well, I will have to find that section. It's in the GPPA.
That even in the case of lawyers or engineers or so and so forth, he said.
No, I said in certain specialized fields.
Right.
In my time in business in Gambia, somebody can say I'm wrong. I've never seen an advertisement for a lawyer.
You cannot see an advertisement. The law requires that there has to be a request for proposal.
There was, like I said, 3 lawyers that we were debating on, pros and cons, and we settled on Yasin Senghor.
Did Yasin Senghor send a proposal?
Process in which we settled on that lawyer is something that I will have to review during the minutes of the debate.
Did Yasin Senghor send a proposal?
I have to review that.
You have to remember. And the names of the other lawyers as well that you've contacted that would have sent a proposal as well?
3 lawyers. I can't remember the names. One thing though, I remember was I think Yasin was already a member of our establishment and appointments committee.
Right.
The subject matter specialist.
Right.
That I remember.
What subject matter specialist?
In the Local Government Act, in setting up committees,
right,
the council has the discretion of inviting subject matter specialists from the general public to assist the committees in developing recommendations.
So what is Yasin Senghor's subject matter specialist?
She's in the establishment and appointments committee as a legal expert.
As a legal expert. And how was she appointed?
I think through the council.
How? What is the process?
The mayor puts up names and the council adopts it.
So you put up names?
Pardon?
You gave the council names to choose from. How many names?
All the committees.
How many names of lawyers did you give them so that they can choose from those names?
For the appointments committee?
Yes.
Just one.
Which names are there?
There's no procurement process for appointment for committees.
No. You said the mayor submit names and the council choose from.
Was on the establishment committee. There was Modu, an HR expert, Modu Gay.
Back to the question. You said that you submit names and then council choose from. Now, did you submit names and council choose from? And then they choose the second?
What I'm saying, committees of council are established by the general council. The council tasks the mayor to come up with names. The only person I appoint is the chairperson, which is in the act. I have the right to appoint the chairperson of every committee. Then I present names of councillors based on their CVs who could serve on different committees. And then I can present subject matter specialists who I believe can volunteer and assist council. You
didn't say that earlier. Maybe you misspoke, but you didn't say that earlier. What you said was you submitted names and council chose from.
Names of committee members.
We were discussing the issue of the lawyer. That is the discussion.
Sorry, I shouldn't interrupt. I was taking you back.
Right.
I said I am aware that Yasin was, before chosen as a lawyer, was already working with the council in the capacity of a subject matter specialist, serving and volunteering on the establishment of appointment.
Was that why she was appointed or given a contract to be?
That may have given her. I don't know for sure. I must revert back to the minutes because she already understood the contract.
It is correct. Is it not correct? We have evidence that we have gathered that you did not subject this to procurement process. The appointment of Yasin Senghor was not subjected to any form of procurement process. Is that a correct statement?
I wouldn't know right here and now. What I will say is I have to refer back to the minutes, both of the contracts committee and of the council, and I must review the processes and the debates that were held to vote and decide for Yasin to be held.
We have asked GPPA this, we have asked the procurement officers this, and there is no evidence that Ms. Senghor, in her appointment as counsel for the council, was not subjected to any form of procurement process.
I would have to do my own research based on the minutes.
Would that be wrong? That if you do not subject that to procurement process, would that be wrong, going by GPPA regulations?
Well, I would have to check the GPPA regulations first.
Good. Now, would it not have been proper to leave the contracts committee its mandate, because they are mandated to make decisions in relation to procurement, that the hiring of lawyers are subjected to the normal process?
No, the council can override the mayor, the council can override the CEO, the council can override any committee. It's the ultimate power in the region.
Override would suggest that there have already been decisions made by these committees.
No,
we don't see that if you have to override, there would have been a decision that you are overriding.
So the council is an executive body.
Yes.
It can decide to consult committees.
Right.
It can decide to consult the administration.
Yes.
It can decide to consult the CEO,
Right.
which we would encourage. But they may decide without any of them through a resolution.
Even in procurement matters.
Even in procurement.
Where? Mr. Bensouda, where?
Is the law.
Where? Show us. We are here, all of us, to learn.
The council is the executive power in the region.
Yes.
That's why when the council decides and debates, the debates will arise. What processes will engage? What systems must we do? We consulted our lawyer. But the point I'm making across is the council has the executive authority to decide. Now, in terms of
that's wrong
decision,
totally wrong.
Whether the decision abides by regulation, whether the decision abides by process, whether the decision abides by is for the regulatory authorities, such as the GPPA, such as the FPAC, such as the Ministry of Local Government, to bring that matter to the attention of
wrong.
And at any point in time, has not the ministry or GPPA or FPAC or the Local Government Accounts Committee brought the matter of the lawyer as in contravention of any GPPA rule?
That is their issue. I'm not concerned with that. That is their issue. If they did not bring the issue of the appointment of the lawyers, it is best known to them. Now, what concerns me is that what I think is right, going by the law. Now, I can be wrong. Now, I can be correct, but I'm not bound by those institutions and what they think. The idea that procurement is a must, that you must follow, is not subject to any regulation. Now, if you can point to us in the Local Government Act that has given council the overriding power to disregard procurement processes, you can show us.
I think we are talking about two different things with respect, council. What I'm saying, we had a debate whether the council has the authority to appoint a lawyer, and I said yes, in the affirmative.
Right.
Now, whether that procurement has gone through the right process, that is for the oversight bodies to refer the council. GPPA is there, the FPAC is there, the local government ministry is there, the local government accounts committee is there, and never a time in my 5 years in office has there been anybody who has brought that to the attention of the council.
Until today.
That's why this process is important to help improve local governance.
No, it's not important. But until today, so that all you have to do is answer the question in relation to the way and manner it is being asked. The idea that the FPAC or the auditors or any institution didn't bring this thing up is of no benefit to this commission. Understand that? The law requires, the Local Government Act and Finance and Audit Act 2004 requires on section 18 that all procurement by a local government authority shall be carried out in accordance with the Gambia Public Procurement Act and the monetary thresholds and regulations prescribed by and under that act. So it is a requirement. You don't have a discretion.
I believe the council is the executive authority. If the council debates and believes it's the best process, I see there's nothing wrong with that. If the authorities that are responsible to exercise oversight on the councils have not flagged it as an issue.
Mr. Bensouda, are the powers of council to pass resolutions absolute?
They are absolute.
Where? Show us.
It's in the local government.
No. See, when I ask you a question,
Be patient.
I am very patient. Everyone that knows me knows I am patient. The idea that you are making vacuum arguments without substantiating those arguments, no, you can disagree with me. I will welcome that. I have no problem with that. The idea, because I have found, I think your arguments are vacuum without it being substantiated.
Is that a question or you're making
It is a question. So you can respond to that. I think
you said think. What I'm saying is that the council, it says, you can refer to the local government as powers of the council.
yes.
You can find it in part 5.
Which page?
Part 5, which is powers and functions of local government institution. I think section 48 sub 1. Sub 1. Can you check that? Maybe that would be helpful.
Subject to the provisions of this act.
Is that what you're looking for?
This is part of it. I did see a fourth section, but this section is relevant. So thank you, Madam Chair, for that. Thank you so much. The fourth section is the establishment of councils. Section 10 of the local government, page 15.
Please go ahead.
Okay. Section 10, number 5, each council shall be vested with the legislative power of the local government area and be answerable to the governor. The legislative power of the council shall be exercised by bylaws passed by the council in accordance with this act and signed by the governor. Then you move to section 48, the general powers of a council.
Section 48. Yes.
Subject to the provisions of this act and any other enactment, the council shall, with its area of jurisdiction, exercise all political and executive powers and functions, all political and executive powers and functions, which makes their power absolute.
I see. Maybe you've gone to law school and I do not know. and it's really impressive. But the idea that you will put in the word absolute when it is not there would not be correct. Would not be correct. And the idea that the powers of council would be absolute, even you would not like that. The idea that the government's powers would be absolute without check, even you would not agree with that. You understand? And more so than anything, the section you talked about or just read, the general powers, section 48 sub 1, it says subject to the provisions of this act and any other enactment. So the local government councils on this land, the central government, institutions of this country are bound to follow regulations that guide them. And it's not just cherry picking. It's not just an idea of not agreeing. We all sometimes do not agree with some of the provisions of various laws. That's why lawyers challenge them in court. That's why I said earlier on, their opinions would not matter unless they challenge it and they have the law being addressed by the competent body, which is the Supreme Court. So this 48 talks about any other enactment.
So, lead counsel,
Yes.
I don't know if you're familiar with our Supreme Court case,
Yes.
which was in 2000 and which was in 2023,
Right.
which we launched against Gambia government,
Right.
and the IGP,
Yes.
and the Attorney Generals,
Right.
where the Supreme Court declared that the councils are highly autonomous bodies,
Right.
and have the right to self-determination.
Yes.
So if the council so determines
Yes.
that this is the best course of action,
Right.
even if it's in contravention of certain policies, etc., I think the government has set up bodies to guide the council.
Right.
And I think the most powerful body is the parliament and the minister,
Right.
and in this case, GPPA,
Right.
to ask the council to do course correction.
Right.
That's why when I state, I'm not saying that it is right to do something that is in contravention of any act.
Right.
I am saying that the checks and balances are supposed to be in place
Yes.
to guide the council to make the best decisions
Right.
that will be of benefit to the general public.
Right.
That's why in the exercise of the finances of the council, just like the Finance and Audit Act says,
Right.
which you are very familiar with,
Right.
the councils are answerable to only two people as far as their finances are concerned, or two bodies.
Yeah.
The first body is the electorate. The council is accountable for local taxes to the electorate.
Right.
The second body, if monies have been received from the central government or parliament, they are accountable to FPAC. So when I say the council has made this decision, I am saying with the information at the time available to them, they made the best decision for the region.
Right.
If no other body brings it to our attention, that's why I disagree when you say this setup is irrelevant. I believe this setup is highly relevant. That's why I'm here to provide also evidence and recommendations.
Which setup is that?
This is the Local Government Commission of Inquiry.
No.
It's highly relevant to ensure that the various...
I did not say this setup is irrelevant.
I said that's why we are here.
I will not be here and say it's irrelevant.
Okay, then sorry for that.
Yes.
I think that is part of the reason we are here.
Right.
Even me in my council, there are decisions that are made that are not necessarily what I think is the best, but it's a democratic process, and what is decided, I stand by it.
Let me come.
I support it.
Let me address that issue. The judgment you have referred to, I agree with entirely, and I had said that before the judgment was passed. The idea that communications must pass through the permanent secretary would not be correct. Would not be correct. I don't think it was correct before. I don't think it was correct then. I don't think it's correct now. Because there's a Local Government Service Commission that was set up, and the law is very clear on that. So the permanent secretary testified here, sat where you are sitting, and it was strongly put to the permanent secretary that the question that communications must pass through the area councils, from the area councils to the permanent secretary would be wrong, entirely wrong. You understand that? So that's different. The Supreme Court, however, did not say that the councils should not and have a discretion not to abide by GPPA regulations or other acts. The Supreme Court cannot say that. It is not in judgment. So that the autonomy of council is not absolute, means it is subject to regulations. Remember, when the National Assembly passes regulations, or regulations are passed in the prescribed manner, they become enforceable. So that you don't stand alone. God forbid the day our institutions stand alone. So that's the idea. So the judgment did not say that. The judgment, in fact, stresses the point that laws should be followed, so that the permanent secretary would have been wrong in demanding things that are not prescribed by law. So we are on the same page on that aspect.
Is there a question?
No, I'm making a comment based on what you have said. Based on what you have said. So
trying to, maybe our debate is happening in several parallels. But like I said, when we come back to the issue at hand, what I am saying is the council as a body had three options to decide, and they chose the best option based on the information available to them. Now, in terms of
the law, Mr. Benson, you will agree with me.
Can I finish my statement?
Go ahead.
Now, in the issue of you stating that there's GPPA regulation or requirements that the council contravened, I said I would have to refer to the minutes of both the contracts committee, if they're available, and the council as to how that decision came about, to be in a better position to submit my evidence as to exactly what has happened or transpired.
Very well. Then we'll wait for that tomorrow. I think you'll be back tomorrow.
Yes, somebody is taking note.
Am I being signaled that it is time? Do we proceed?
It's GRS. We can proceed. How many minutes more? 13 more minutes. 30 more minutes? All right. Council, you may proceed.
Yes. From 2018, did you have cause to open any account during this period by General Council resolution? Do you know?
I have to check.
Have you had a problem of overstaffing when you took over?
I have to refer to, there was an HR audit conducted. I have to refer to.
Do you have a strategic plan?
We have a strategy.
Fixed asset register?
We have a fixed asset register.
Sorry, before you proceed, Mr. Mayor Bensouda, you said there was an HR audit, right?
Yes.
Yes, kindly provide us with the report.
We shall.
Yes. Continue, please, Council.
Now, you have written any other consultant during this period apart from the lawyer, Yasin Sego?
As a council?
Yes.
Yes. I believe we've had few consultants, maybe, yeah. Some short terms.
The creation of companies, how many companies have you incorporated during your time? 2018?
We created one company, which is Carnifing Municipal Transport, KMT.
KMT.
And I believe we reformed another company, which was already created, which is the Barcote Fish Market. We changed the name to Carnifing Municipal Markets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what is the structure in relation to your day-to-day administration with the CEO and your the other department heads? How do you? The law requires that you oversee the actions of the CEO. How is this done?
I think I would disagree about overseeing the CEO.
Okay.
Because I would refer back to the Local Government Act.
Right.
On the, sorry, let me just find the sections. On the role of the mayor.
Yes.
I believe is did not write that one. The section establishing the role of the mayor.
Yes. Yes.
Maybe you can help. Give me section. Of course, the role of the CEO, section 42.
Yes.
We have already visited. Functions of the chairperson, page 17.
Yes.
Section 15. May I, Madam Chairperson?
Please proceed.
Okay. The chairperson shall preside at council meetings, be the head of the council, and supervise the general administration of the area, including its rules, regulations, and taxes. Perform such other functions as may be imposed on the chairperson by this or any other enactment that may be necessary for the efficient conduct of business of the council. May I also go to the CEO again once more?
Yes.
Section
Yes.
42.
Yes.
Section 42. Oh, sorry, section 43. The functions of the CEO: supervise, monitor, and coordinate the activities of departments of council and ensure accountability and transparency in the management and delivery of council services. So, Madam Chair, if I refer back to the letter we sent to the ministry, September of 2018, these are the conflicting roles that we had identified. That's why often we have an issue with the CEO. Who does authority, who does supervision really lie on? Is it the mayor? Is it the CEO? Is it the council? So when you look at the side of the mayor, they said supervise the general administration of the area. It does not say of the council. It says of the region. Now the region is very diverse. There's the Alkalolu, the CFO, the WDCs, there's the population and census, there's HIV and AIDS, there's the National Disaster Management Agency. The mayor is to ensure that the region as a whole is having prosperity and there's peace and tranquility in the region. But it is the CEO who should ensure that the various departments are being supervised and are functioning correctly. And it is the committees who exercise oversight on those various departments and the council that holds them accountable.
Then why do you attend senior management meetings then?
It's part of the reports and updates they give to me.
No, why do you attend it? You don't have to attend it. All you have to do is sit at the general council. Allow the CEO to manage, if you genuinely believe this, allow the CEO to manage affairs of council on a daily basis and reports directly to council.
So the purpose of the attendance is to be updated on the department's activities.
Says what? Says with law.
Say?
Says with law. With law requires that you must be present.
That is not a law, that is a practice.
No, see, Mr. Bensuda, you choose when it favors you. That's not how it works. You and I know this is not how it works. You choose a particular system when it only favors you. And you don't base your positions on what the law says. Remember, you are elected, but then to follow the law.
Lead counsel, I disagree that I am not following the law, and I disagree that that portion is like I said, it's a custom and practice that is at KMC. I don't have to attend general management meetings. There is no law, there is no policy, there's no rule that says the mayor has to attend general meetings.
Of course, there
is
is
just a practice to get updated. So when I sit at the council, I can steer the affairs of the council with information. That's why I'm saying the law needs work.
No,
the law has.
Mr. Bensuda, you have attended several senior management meetings. In fact,
custom.
Because
it's the custom that is in KMC.
Yes, it is the custom, but because it's the law.
It is not.
That's okay. But you have attended several. In fact, you just don't attend it. You sanction these meetings.
That's what I'm saying.
The CEOs that we have in KMC have testified that you demand that there is a senior management meeting.
I do not demand it. You read the wrong language.
Of course, but so they said that they have to attend and report to you.
That's not the fact.
No, but the law, the practice you have is very clear in relation to the SMTs that you have attended.
Yeah, all of it. You said practice. It's not law. It's a practice.
No. Wait a minute. I'm using the word you were saying. You've used the idea that it's a practice is what you have had in KMC for the longest time.
Yeah, it's a practice.
Do you understand that?
Yes.
And if you look at the senior management meetings, it will have the list of attendees that His Worship Talib Bensouda, Lord Mayor KMC, in bracket chairman.
But nobody is paid. And what does that say?
Mr. Bensouda, you just...
Can I submit my evidence?
No, I'm coming. In relation to your position that you don't control and you don't have powers in that sense. I am saying that that would not be in line and that would not correspond with what we have, because you have had several meetings with your senior department and they know that you know that they are answerable to you.
They are not answering.
Yes, that is the case. So if you now come back and want to push everything to the CEO, you might as well. Is it not the case to allow them to do their job and submit to council?
I allow every CEO to do their job. In fact, in our inception meeting, I tell them, execute your functions according to the Local Government Act, Finance Audit Act, policies and customs, and do the best of your ability. Do not engage in any political activity and do not be pressured into any action that is outside the remits of your function and the law.
That is not my point.
The practice in KMC was instituted by Mayor Conte. I am not denying this is a very good practice because it allows the mayor to be abreast with the issues going on in the administration.
You are not only abreast, you control.
No, I don't.
That is the reality. You control. That is why you attend these meetings. That's why you summon these meetings.
The practice is to get an update. There is no instant where I control or tell any director that this is what you should procure or this is what you should do. I bring information. I bring information from the WDCs. I bring information from the Alkalulu. I bring information from the different departments that government has put in the council.
Take it to the general council.
That is why I am responsible for supervising the general administration of the area and not the council.
Then take it to the council.
No, the directors and etc. can ask me for guidance, can ask me for information, can ask me for advice, and I will give that advice willingly and happily. And I think that is a good practice.
Mr. Bensouda, is that not best if you wait in your office or you wait at council's level? If you have this information, pass it at the council level.
That's why I'm saying in those meetings, there is no executive decisions that are made. In those meetings, what it is sharing of information. No. That will arm the directors to implement their activities and they can go and now be answerable to the general.
No, wait at if you don't have any form of obligation, if you believe that when the law says the CEO is answerable to council and you being head of council, if you don't believe that to preside at council's meetings, supervise the general administration of the area and perform other functions as may be imposed on the chairperson by this or any other enactment, if you don't believe that this has anything to do with your day-to-day administration, sit at council and wait for updates.
No, so I think the distinction I'm trying to create is what motivated us to even write that letter. You see, there's a confusion at councils. And this is why, regardless of the area council, there's dysfunctionality because there's no clear rules. The CEO can come and say, well, I'm not responsible. The mayor can come and say, I'm not responsible, because what is creating is there's confusion. In our last general council, I think two months ago, the CEO stood and said, I am answerable to the minister because they are the ones who appointed me in this council. If I don't appoint you, if I cannot fire you, I certainly cannot direct you. And KMC is the best example with our case with the former CEO, Senabu Martin.
We will get to that. And talking about the former CEO, when the former CEO contracted the loan from Ajib Bank for as a guarantor, you know what I mean, for the Staff Welfare Association, is that correct? Did you not call the bank to make sure that you put a stop to the disbursement at some point?
The CEO came.
No, did you do that? Did you call the bank?
Only when I realized that she did an illegal transaction. What
powers were you exercising when you called the bank to put a stop to that?
I called the bank to inform them that the CEO has done an illegal transaction.
It's not illegal. She is the boss.
It is illegal because she used the council as a guarantor.
No.
And she expressed that she got the council as a guarantee, which are all fraudulent and all illegal.
We will discuss the merits of that issue. We don't agree, let me say, for the purpose of the investigators here, we don't agree with the actions of the CEO entirely. We think that there are so many things that she had done that would not be proper, that were not proper, and we have told her. But I am bringing up the issue of the CEO and the issue that you called the bank to understand why or which powers you were exercising.
I was calling the bank to inform them that if they proceed with this action,
right,
they will face the full force of the council, because it means they are abetting in a criminal activity.
So how would you know that? How would you know that?
It's clear in the law. It's in the local government. We can go to the finance and audit.
No, remember, you said the CEO is the boss.
No.
You said the CEO is not answerable to you.
No. The CEO is not answerable to
Allow the CEO
but
to have
answerable to the council. I am the chairman of the council. As a member of the council and the chairman of the council, if I see that somebody has broken the laws of the council, the laws of the Gambia, using council, it is my responsibility as
if you think
to step in.
If you think that somebody has broken the law.
Lead counsel, with respect, I think these are facts.
No, you see,
registered in evidence.
What I had said earlier, maybe you are not following. I had said that we would discuss the merits of Senator Martin and the issue regarding the contracting the loan for the State Welfare Association. I am discussing here for this strict purpose or reason as to why and under which authority you were acting on when you stopped the disbursement of those funds.
Stop, because I did not write.
You called.
I called to inform her. I have seen a letter that says the council has authorized a loan to be taken on behalf of the taxpayers of KMC.
Right.
And that is fraudulent and is untrue and it must cease.
But you can't decide that alone.
I did not decide. I told her.
But you said you can't decide it alone. And when you told the bank that if they had proceeded with that, they will face the full force of the law, you were not in the position to do that without a general council resolution.
The position to inform them that they are about to break the law, which matter I took to the general council and secured a resolution against.
Prior to the call?
The call doesn't matter. It's just informing.
No. You see, just answer the question. Is it prior? Did you secure the resolution, then take an action, or you took an action, then secure the resolution?
I informed the bank, then we had a resolution.
Yes, but then the idea is, the point is you have to have a resolution. The issues of council are based on resolutions.
Absolutely not. If you are walking into fire, I can inform you that you're walking into fire.
No, Mr. Bensouda. You see, you had said clearly, on no uncertain terms, that the CEO is not answerable to you.
She is not.
So when the CEO takes a decision which is deemed to be wrong, then you convene a general council meeting.
That's why I said,
and take the necessary actions.
Let me walk you back. The CEO came to me asking that she wants to take a loan guaranteed by council. I informed her, we as a council do not have the authority to take loans without the express written authority of the Minister of Lands and Local Government.
Yes.
Number two, we cannot commit taxpayers' funds.
Yes.
That should build markets, that should support communities, to take a loan that may default and put taxpayers' money at risk.
Right.
I told her to go and look for banks that can support their action. She came back and said, well, there's a bank that is willing to give us this facility if the council guarantees. I said, no, the tradition is banks should be able to use the land that you are planning to buy as the collateral. So this is something that the council cannot commit to. If she had brought the matter to the council and said, Mayor, I want to talk to the council to secure a resolution from the council, that would have been perfectly fine. But to go and commit these transactions without the express authority of the council is similar to a board making, a CEO of a bank making a decision without the authority of the bank board. That puts the bank at risk.
We understand.
Case. It is expressed in the law.
No, we understand. You see,
that action was illegal. So I was informing the bank. I called them. I said, you are entering into a transaction that is illegal. And they said, well, we thought we had your authority. I said, no, it is fraudulent. So I think that does not relate.
The bank recognizes your authority. When you called the bank, you did not call the bank in your private capacity as Talib Bensouda. You called the bank in your capacity as a mayor.
They see the authority of the council, not the authority of
the bank organized itself in agreeing with you when you called.
Because they know. Sorry, continue.
You can go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Because they know you're just not a private individual to tell them what to do. You were the mayor of KMC. So you knew your powers. You are aware of your powers and you exercise them where it favors you. And where you do not want to take responsibility, you want to disregard and come up with technicality.
So I disagree. So that's why I refer you to that statement.
That's okay.
We wrote to the Minister of Local Government. We go around this municipality and we tell people what we are going to do as mayors, and we get elected.
When
submit my,
you've already stated it several times. So
can I just
proceed?
The law does not provide us the tools to exercise the authority we should have as mayors. That's why in preemption, we wrote to the ministry to course correct, because this is all these issues that are happening now at the local government level. The CEO is not answerable to me. That's why if I have an issue with the CEOs, which I have several issues with many CEOs, because I disagree with a lot of things, I take the matter to the General Council for debate and deliberation. If the General Council feels that, then this must be taken to a committee first, where we have subject matter specialists. It will be referred to that committee.
Have the council had cause to discuss the audit reports, both internal audit reports and external audit reports?
Yes.
How many times?
I can't recall.
The 2020 audit report,
yeah.
The management letter for the period for the year 2020-2021, was this addressed at council's level?
By which department?
By the General Council itself. This is
which audit report?
This is a national audit report.
External.
Yes.
National audit.
Yes, yes.
Yes, I believe so.
You believe so? Can you provide us with the minutes of the deliberation in relation to showing, providing evidence that it was discussed and the actions that were taken?
So the National Audit Office sends its report to the Office of the Mayor and the Office of the CEO,
right,
who is caused to send that report to the Local Government Accounts Committee,
right,
and the Finance Committee,
yes,
who are mandated to review those reports and send their recommendations to the General Council.
My question is, did Council at any point in time discuss findings in the National Audit?
Council has discussed internal audit reports, but the National Audit reports are sent to the Local Government Accounts Committee and the Finance Committee. And
then was there any time that these committees, because the deliberations in these committees and the recommendations therein would be forwarded to the council, correct? That would be the procedure.
That should be the procedure.
Was it done at any point in time?
Yes, I believe the National Audit report, which was just finalized by the FPAC,
right,
has been discussed and implemented. Findings have been implemented.
So not the expac the deliberations, the period that you were given copies of these reports, do you have a procedure wherein when the Finance or Accounts Committee, when they discuss these findings, you availed a copy through your office as mayor and also council, so that you will discuss this and find ways and means of discussing and having solutions for the issues raised?
So if you can allow me, Madam Chair, just to create a bigger picture. The internal audits of the council are first supposed to be sent to the Local Government Accounts Committee. The Local Government Accounts Committee should derive recommendations for the CEO to implement. The National Audit Office provides a report of their audit report to the council, which should also be sent to the Local Government Accounts Committee. But both reports are also sent to FPAC and the Attorney General by law, by the Local Finance Act, the Finance Act. So the period of 2017 to 2022 that was sent to FPAC, this is the National Audit Office. FPAC has just now sent their recommendations. But even without the FPAC recommendations, the Finance Committee and the Accounts Committee look at findings that they can implement. And I am a witness in General Council where some of these findings are discussed and some of them are implemented. For example, in January 2023, where there was issue raised with how we procure fuel, how we procure the maintenance parts, how we procure bulldozing at the Bakote dump site, the audit office queried the manner in which those procurements were done, because the finance department believed that those procurements are recurring, and because they're recurring, they don't necessarily meet the threshold at any point in time that would require GPPA approval.
Now, can we go back to the question?
Because example of where the council dealt with.
No, my question had been very specific, so that when you have the audit reports from the National Audit Office, does council address these concerns holistically, entirely? And if yes, what was the process followed? You have talked about the finance and accounting, finance and account committee, and were the recommendations brought to the council? And if the answer is yes, we want to see evidence of those.
So that's why I said the first evidence is in 2023,
right,
where those certain procurements were changed to now be tendered.
The 2020 report, was it discussed at council level? Is it yes or no?
Well, I have to find out. Now, in terms of the internal audit, that's where I wanted to speak.
Right. No, we are just concerned about, we will come to internal audit. We're concerned about the national audit for now.
The national audit, if I can come back and just clarify.
Right.
I was putting both of them together.
Yes.
The national audit, the FPAC, the FPAC should generate recommendations from the national audit and send to the council for implementation.
So forget the FPAC.
I cannot forget the FPAC. It's in the Local Government Finance Act.
No, that's not the question I asked. So when I ask a question, you just answer the question. If you want to make any comments, you can request for permission to just proceed on a marathon of explanations. What I'm saying or asking is whether the council had discussed the issues raised in these national audit reports when you received them. That's just my question.
Yes.
At council level.
Clarification I was making, and please, the marathon explanations is because I want to make sure my evidence is sufficient.
It is sufficient.
The audits are two. In my first response, I was giving a collective answer about both audits. There's internal audit, which is dealt with differently. There's external audit, which is dealt with differently. External audit, when it comes, the finance committee sits on it. The local government accounts committee sits on it. They can generate recommendations for the council, but the body with more power and more authority is the finance public accounts committee. When they sit on it, which they've only done, which they've been doing throughout the years, they generate recommendations for the council, which just came recently for the first time, because they combined 2017 to 2022.
So back to the question.
Yeah, I'm coming. You have to allow me to exhaust.
Allowed you, but you are not answering my question. That's the point.
I think I am the one providing evidence.
Yes, but you're not answering my question.
Can I continue?
Go ahead.
So in terms of the recommendations of the FPAC, those have been fully implemented. In terms of the findings of the National Audit Office, like I said, in 2023 of January, I was a witness in the General Council where certain aspects were being implemented. The internal audit, you said we will get to it, that's a different answer.
Now, back to the question. I need specific answers. The financial statements and audit report for the year ended 31st December 2020 from the National Audit Office, Carnegie Municipal Council, was this tabled at General Council and discussed? Is it a yes or a no?
I said I will have to refer back to the minutes, and you agreed.
Exactly. So, as it stands, we do not know whether it is discussed at council level or not, unless you come back.
Yes, I have to check both the finance committee and the council meetings.
Yes. So now in that report, if you have a copy, we can give you.
That's why I want to say it is not the responsibility of the council to look at national audit reports. It's the responsibility of the local government accounts committee. I can refer you to the law if you wish.
You can go ahead.
Okay. So you look at the Local Government Finance and Audit Act. The Local Government Accounts Committee, Section 24.
24, yes. Local government?
Accounts Committee, Section 24.
Yes.
Section 24, 6. Section 24.6. A local government accounts committee
Yes.
shall examine the reports of the Auditor General, the internal auditor, and any other reports in relation to the finances of its council.
Yes.
And may, in relation to its functions, require the attendance of any councillor or officer to explain matters arising from these reports.
Yes.
A local government accounts committee shall submit its report to the council to the minister responsible for finance, and the Auditor General.
Yes.
The Auditor General shall incorporate the responses or comments of the local government accounts committee.
No, you have skipped subsection 7.
Hello, I read it. I did read it.
No, I did not hear you read it. I cannot say you.
Okay, it says the local government accounts committee shall submit its report to the council, the minister responsible for finance, and the Auditor General.
Yes.
The Auditor General shall incorporate the response or comments of the local government accounts committee in his or her report to the National Assembly.
This is what I'm asking. 7. Section 7. Let's please stop at. Please proceed.
The chairperson of the council and the chief executive officer shall implement the recommendations of the local government accounts committee and the public accounts committee of the National Assembly.
Yes.
So the audit reports are not coming to the council. The audit reports are going to the local government accounts committee. It is the recommendations of the Finance Public Accounts Committee of Parliament and the local government accounts committee that should come to the council.
You did not discuss the national audit reports, correct? You said yes.
I did not say that. I said I have to refer back.
Now, 7 requires that there has to be a report from the accounts committee regarding the national audit report. Was that ever provided?
The report from the accounts committee.
Yes.
That's why I was saying in January of 2023, the one I can remember, the others I have to find out. We had accepted recommendations.
No, answer on 2020. When I ask a specific question, you don't either want to answer it or you give.
I did ask 2020 twice,
yes.
And twice I responded that I would have to refer to the minutes.
That is in relation to discussing the full audit report. Now I ask on subsection 7 of the same section you read regarding that a local government accounts committee shall submit its report to the council. Has that ever been done for 2020? Was it done?
That's why I said I will refer to the minutes, but we have a functioning local government accounts committee that sits on audit reports, both internal and external.
Not the question. That's not the question. Whether it's functional or not, that will be subjective.
Answered the question. I said I will refer to the minutes.
Yes, exactly. So the idea that council must sit over these recommendations or these reports, whether it is taken in full to council to discuss or whether it is passed through a process, be it as it may, the law provides for the opportunity and the mandatory provisions that it has to be discussed at council level, whether it is a report that they generate through these committees and they bring it to council for discussion. Is that not the case?
Say, I don't know. What are you asking, sorry?
That the requirement, if you are to go by subsection 7, is that it has to pass through the accounts committee and a report generated from the national audit report and submitted to council. Is that not the case?
That's why I said in 2023, I recall it has.
2020. My question is for 2020.
No, that's why I'm saying the 2023, I recall. I said for 2020, I'll have to check. Now is the 4th time I answered.
No, it's not the 4th time because you are looking around the bush. Yeah.
Sorry, I believe it's a convenient point to stop. We will go off for break,
Okay.
1 hour, and we'll be back. We may rise.